So in this lesson, we are going to talk about the using and maintaining hand tools, computer equipment, and electronic systems. So first, we are going to talk about the first of the hand tools or the tools that we will be using or be familiarizing with. So we will start with learning what a hand tool is. So a hand tool is a handheld device that aids in accomplishing a task. Tools range from a traditional metal cutting part of a machine to an element of a computer program that activates and controls a particular function. To complete hardware repairs, it is important to have a toolkit that should contain all of the necessary tools. So as you gain experience, you will learn which tools to have available for different types of jobs. Hardware tools are grouped into these four categories. So the first one is electrostatic discharge tools or the ESD tools. Then the second one is the hand tools. The third one is the cleaning tools. And the last one is the diagnostic tools. So we'll talk about the electrostatic discharge tools or the ESD tools. So when we are working relating with electricity and electronics, there is a so-called static electricity. So static electricity is easily generated by friction on carpets, tile flooring, clothing, hair, fabric, and etc. The friction of moving air alone will charge suspended particles and cause the buildup of static electrical charges on people and objects in the environment. One example of that is if you're going to rub a pencil on your hair and then try to attract small particles or small strips of paper on the pencil, the strips of paper will stick to the pencil because of the electrostatic charge or the static electricity. So grounded anti-static work mats used with anti-static wrist straps provide the most basic means for the controlled discharge of electrostatic electricity. So this electrostatic electricity, if it is not properly discharged, it will eventually destroy or damage our computers or anything that we are working with electricity and electronic components and systems. So there are tools that belong to the ESD. So the first one is the anti-static wrist strap, used to prevent ESD damage to computer equipment. So you are going to place this in your wrist and then a clip. It is being clipped into something that the charge, the electricity or electrostatic charge will go into for grounding. And then we have the anti-static mat. You use this to stand on or place hardware on to prevent static electricity from building up. So it's like a mat. You stepped on it for grounding. So all the electrostatic charge will discharge on that mat. So it will prevent damage on your hardware or computer system. Then we have the anti-static jacket. It is used to avoid contact in our body and other objects. Sometimes if there is no proper discharge of electrostatic electricity or static electricity, sometimes you will feel a short shock when you touch an object, especially metallic object. Then we have anti-static slipper, used to prevent ESD and protection from electrical shocks. So rubber slippers are best protection for static electrical shocks. Then we have, so those are the ESD tools. We have the anti-static wrist strap, the anti-static mat, the anti-static jacket, and the anti-static slipper. So we will proceed to the hand tools. So a hand tool is a device for performing work on a material or a physical system using only hands. So the hand tools can be manually used employing force or electrically powered using electrical current. Examples of hand tools are the following. So we have the flathead screwdriver, which is used to loosen or tighten slotted screws. Then we have the Phillips head screwdriver, used to loosen or tighten crosshead screw. Sometimes we call this as a star screw, but it is not a star screw. The right term or the technical term of that is the Phillips head screwdriver or the crosshead screwdriver. And then we have the Torx screwdriver, which is used to loosen or tighten screws that have a star-like depression on the top, a feature that is mainly found on laptop. And then we have hex driver, sometimes called a nut driver. It's used to tighten nuts in the same way that a screwdriver tightens screws. Then we have a needle nose plier. So this is used to hold small parts. Sometimes we call this as long nose plier. So in this module, we will name this as needle nose plier. And then we have the wire cutter. It is used to strip and cut wires. So strip the plastic coating or the insulator of a wire. And then we have the tweezers. It is used to manipulate small parts. Sometimes people call this as puller, but in this module, in this lesson, we will call this as tweezers. Then we have the part retriever. So it is used to retrieve from its name alone. It is used to retrieve parts from locations that are too small for your finger hand or for your hand to fit. So sometimes, like screws, when it falls on places that your hand or fingers will not fit, you will use a part retriever. It has a magnetic tip to magnet those things that you want to get or retrieve, like the screws. And then lastly of the hand tools is the flashlight. Of course, understandable, used to light up areas that you cannot see clearly. And then we have on the third tools, we have the cleaning tools. It's very easy to understand. Cleaning tools simply for cleaning. So having the appropriate cleaning tools is essential when maintaining or repairing computers. Using these tools ensures that computer components are not damaged during cleaning. So here are the examples of the cleaning tools. First, we have the lint-free cloth. So it is a special kind of cloth used to clean different computer components without scratching or leaving debris. And then we have compressed air, used to blow away dust and debris from different computer parts without touching the components. So it just blow the dust away without touching the components, protecting some of the parts of the component that conducts electricity. So it is to avoid short-circuiting your project or that's something that you're working with. Then we have cable ties. Cable ties are used to bundle cables neatly inside and outside of a computer. So to make all the wires neat and clean and kept orderly, you have to use cable ties. Then we have parts organizer. This used to hold screw, jumpers, fasteners, and other small parts and prevents them from getting mixed together. So parts organizer, you are going to place them by kind. So by compartment for screw, another compartment for jumpers, another compartment for fasteners, and other small parts. And then lastly of the tools is the diagnostic tools. So computers are easier to use and are more dependable with each new generation of hardware and operating system updates. But that doesn't mean that they're problem-free. So here are the most popular tools for diagnosing your computer problems. We have the multimeter or the multimeter, or others call it VOM, the volt-ohm millimeter. So it is used to test the integrity of circuits and the quality of electricity and computer components. So if there is no power or there are faulty parts of the component, the multimeter is used to test which part of the projects or the component or the system is damaged or that needs to be repaired. And then we have the loop back adapter. It is used to test the functionality of computer ports. So it is going to test if your USB ports, HDMI ports are still working or still in good condition. So that's the loop back adapter. And then we have the network tester. It is used to test the performance of your network cables. So there are networking cables, sometimes we call that the RG45, connected in straight or crossover connection for local area network or wired connection. So to test if the wires are working or the cables are properly working, we need to have a network tester. So I think that's the part 1 of our lesson for using and maintaining hand tools. So do not stop here, continue viewing this lesson, because after this is a short quiz. You answer this one and you're going to pass this on Monday. So take the quiz, study, answer properly to get a good mark.